Assalamu alaikum. Topic under discussion is the intracellular signaling after the hormone receptor complex is formed, or you can say that the mechanism of hormone action, how various hormones act in the body, or how they binds with the receptors. Here our main focus is on the ion channel linked receptors. All the neurotransmitters such as the acetylcholine and norepinephrine, you are familiar with these neurotransmitters. They combine with the postsynaptic membrane and causes a change in the receptor, and then a series of reactions starts in the postsynaptic membrane, whether they are opening and closing of channels closing of channels of sodium, potassium, and calcium, and various other. Although a few hormones may exert some of their actions through activation of ion channels, ion channel receptors, most hormones that open or close ion channels do this indirectly by coupling with the G protein linked or enzyme linked protein receptors. Okay, this is the structure of the plasma membrane. Here you can see that receptor is present. Some part of receptor is present outside the plasma membrane, and some part of the receptor is present inside the plasma membrane. Okay, this is the G protein. It is responsible for the activation of the ion channels or activation of the enzymes. It is collectively known as the heterotrimeric GTP binding proteins, or abbreviated as G proteins. It is collectively known as heterotrimeric GTP binding proteins and abbreviated as G proteins. Okay. Here you can see that this G protein is a complex of three. It has three subunits. First one is the alpha, second one is the beta, third one is the gamma. And on the surface of the alpha unit, GDP is attached. On the surface of the alpha unit, GDP is attached. This protein is present here in its inactive form. All right, and here you can also see that the receptors don't have any kind of the hormone or the ligand. It is also inactivated. When the hormone gets attached with the receptor site which is present outside the plasma membrane, then there will be a conformational change occur, and now this inactivated G protein is activated, and it's get attached with the inner surface of the plasma membrane. In the next step, alpha subunit gets separated, and it's get attached with the whether ion channels or enzymes which need to be activated. And here GDP is present. After activation, it is converted into the GTP, and then this GTP activated target protein, it's gets attached with the ionic channel, and it starts the opening of these ionic channels. This is the cytoplasm, and this is the extracellular fluid. GTP proteins are named for their ability to bind with the guanosine nucleotide. This is the guanosine nucleotide. They get their specific name from attachment with the guanosine nucleotide. This receptor is has transmembrane segments, so it means it is present across the cell membrane. Okay, these channels activate the enzymes such as adenylyl cyclase or the phospholipase C, which alter the cell function. This signaling event is terminated when the hormone gets detached from the receptor. Then again this alpha subunit attached with the gamma and the beta subunits, and this GTP is converted into the GDP, and in this way this cascade of reactions is deactivated or terminated. However, GTP proteins are of stimulatory as well as inhibitory types. If in this diagram, G proteins stimulated the reaction, while in some cases G proteins are responsible for the inhibition of the reaction, then they are abbreviated with the GI. If this causes the inhibition of the reaction, then these proteins are abbreviated as GI proteins. And stimulatory G proteins are abbreviated or denoted as GS protein. Thus, depending on the copulation of a hormone receptor to an inhibitory or stimulatory G protein, a hormone can either increase or decrease the activity of intracellular enzyme. This complex system of cell membrane G proteins provide a vast array of potential cell responses to different hormones in the various target tissues of the body. This is the completion of the topic. Thank you.